Football's been great to me, and it's helped me get through life, and the fans has helped me just as much as everybody else. No better offensive line at all. We had two guys that are 160 pounds, and they put their heart on the line, and they gave me the time, and I wouldn't want anybody else. It's going to be hard to replace those guys. Thank you, Lobo Nation. I appreciate it.
I'd like to say that I'm super happy we made it to the finals, not even just the championship. I was proud to be a part of this Lobo football team that made it this far. I know there's been a Snowflake drought, and to bring an end to the drought 2 years in a row, it's nothing better. But I just remember some of maybe Jacob Wagner's crazy sacks to turn the tide for the game, or Braden Lewis's field goal blocks, punt blocks, and just Tony's classic swats when the quarterback goes to throw it and he hits it from overhead.
I'd say one of the biggest catalysts for us early in the season was losing our first game and creating a reality of there's still a big hill for us to climb. Last year's championship was nice and celebrated, and none of that carried forward into the next year unless we picked it right back up where we had the year before and got to work. And I think our kids really embraced that, and the adversity early in the year was a huge boost for us. Yeah, first game loss was Valley Christian, first game of the season at their field, and we got a chance, and we circled it when we saw the playoff bracket. We knew there was a chance we'd get a redemption game against those guys, and that happened in the semifinals, which was a great game for us. Our defensive scheme really didn't change a whole lot from game one against Valley Christian to game two. I think the biggest difference was we were really clear about who we were in that scheme. Our kids had settled into their roles. They had a belief in the system. They'd gained confidence in it, and they just really understood how to enforce their will when it came time to win a game. And you saw that in the second half. We were in a battle. It was a close game. We were trailing at halftime. And in that second half, that's where the championship experience from last year, I think, really took over, because they understood the place they had to go mentally to be able to come out and play at a much higher level than they had the first half. It's great to celebrate this year, and we should. It's a great accomplishment. And at the same time, this is a program that has a lot of good kids that are coming up, a lot of young kids that just played for us, a lot of juniors that were starters. So there's no question we have high hopes for next year. But if anything we take away from this year is that this championship is great to celebrate now, and the first game of the season next year, it means nothing. We're starting over 0-0, and we're only going to go as far as we're willing to work for. So the one thing I would say, it's a huge compliment to the community, is it really does take a village to be able to create the type of momentum that we've been experiencing the last few years. Just overwhelming support from the community and the way they support the kids during the week. Families putting together meals for the team. Our medical staff this year was a huge part of our success. We had a lot of injuries late in the year, and a medical staff that tirelessly devoted time to getting those kids healthy enough to play, and mentally those kids were willing to play hurt. And I think that was a huge key to our success, was the support that they received in the community and that energy that they fed off to be able to push through.
Well, we just wrapped up our fall sports celebration here in Snowflake, and great turnout, great group of kids that we see. It's fun to see, from little up. Our kids are growing up as Lobos, and that's true all over the mountain here. Lobos or Cougars or Yellow Jackets or Elks or whatever. They grow up, and the tradition in their schools is strong, and they want to play for their home team. And right now, that's a big part of what's propelling a lot of success in our athletics programs here in Snowflake. I'm proud of our kids. I'm proud of our families. Proud of our community. People are coming together and just working hard to make good things happen for our kids. And in a world where we kind of feel broken a little bit with all of the things that have gone on in the past few years with COVID and a lot of division with politics and things like that, I can't think of a better thing to come together over in a community than just our kids and what they need to be successful and to be able to grow up to be successful and happy individuals and adults, and then head off and get their own families going. So I'm proud of our community. I'm so proud of my football team and my football coaches. I don't refer to them very often as because we're a team together, and we're all equals and we work hard together. But I claim them as mine because they're nothing but just to be proud of this group. I love and appreciate all of them, and That's it.
Since these guys were little, I've actually uniquely, it's ironic that I've had a chance to be able to coach these guys since they were young, like in 3rd grade. Coached them all the way up through, then into junior high. Ended up going and coaching down in the youth leagues with another group of kids that are now freshmen, and then have been coaching at the high school for the last 4 years. But it's been special to be able to be around these kids since they were little boys, and to see the personal growth and development that they've had as human beings, not just football players. It's pretty special. It's no surprise to me that they were able to go in and come together as a group and win state. Just an outstanding group of young men that come from good families and a great community. So we're very fortunate to be a part of that process. So pretty awesome, pretty special.
So I just like to thank everybody who's been part of this Lobo legacy. That's fans, whether that's in Snowflake, you're out of state, out of town, whatever. If you're cheering for Snowflake, I'd like to thank you. You've been a part of this championship, and you know, it takes everybody. It's not just us on the field. It's everybody in the stands, back home. So I just like to say thank you.